everyone, it's Andrea, and I'm coming to you as part of the Creative Design Team's Start with a Sketch series. Each of us have selected a sketch from our Close to My Heart, Make It From Your Heart books, which are little patterns books. I have picked one of the scrapbooking layouts from Volume 5, which you see here, my brand new book. Waited forever for this book. Here's one of our older books. This is an older version, Volume 1, and you can tell mine has really gotten a lot of love over the years. So I was so thrilled when Volume 5 was finally available for us to use. And so I pulled a pattern out of there. This is the pattern 3 that we'll be using. And I'm just going to quickly show you. We have some one-page sketches here, and you can reference the number of photos available. And mine, for instance, is supposed to have 2 photos, and there's an example with 1 photo, but we're going to use a lot. Here's some 2-page sketches, and then we have some cards. But we're back to pattern 3, and it shows you how many pieces of paper you're going to need, and it also shows you the measurements. So I'm going to do something a little different with mine. This is just supposed to be a 1-page spread, like I said, 1 or 2 photos, but we are going to see how many of my Disney photos we can get on this layout. This particular bottom layout really appealed to me because I saw, instead of a circle, I saw a Mickey head. So that's what we're going to go with. I'm still working on getting those 2019 photos scrapbooked, and so this layout hopefully will work for getting a whole bunch of those. So I'm starting with a piece of pebble cardstock, and I have cut out the Mickey icon out of my Mickey and Friends CRICUT collection. And I just made that as big as I could. I think it was like 11.5 inches. And I'm just going to put that up at the top of my page. I see that my 6 by 6 inch piece is covering that a little bit too much. So I'm going to move that down and put it at more of an angle. I want you to be able to recognize that icon underneath the 6 by 6 piece. Now that's, or 6 by 12 piece, I should say. I'm going to use that with the sapphire light side up instead of dark side. So I'm going to get that in position, and this is the photo that I was planning on using on the front page. I also have a larger group photo. I'm going to see which one I like best. But I have cut out all of the little pieces ahead of time according to my pattern book. Really simple. You can tell that they're 6 inches long, but to get the exact measurements, just go refer to pattern 3 of your Make It From Your Heart Volume 5 book. Really simple. This couldn't be a simpler layout. And I'm just going to do things my way, as I always do. So I'm just tacking down all of these pieces. Now I should mention this beautiful embossed cardstock comes from the Happiest Place cardstock collection. And this is embossed. It's got this beautiful iridescent silver embossing, and I've cut pieces out of there. It also comes with some solid colored coordinating cardstock, but you can find that now during this month in particular. Pulling in some blue Belle color. Now I should mention, you see that I have sapphire and blue Belle, and this paper collection was definitely built with glacier in mind, but I didn't really love the way the glacier matched with the sky and with the denim, and so I just decided to go with my own colors here and substituted some stuff in. Now I have the word home that I have cut out of an SVG that's also part of that Happiest Place collection. You can purchase them through my website. I'll leave the link down below. And then I cut them using my CRICUT Maker out of the silver foil paper. And I'm using one of my Close to My Heart embossing folders. I wanted to show you how beautifully the silver foil paper embosses. So that's just something else that you can do, is add texture to your plain cutout pieces. So these are all Close to My Heart products, and you can go ahead and use any embossing folder. I'm sure it would look great. But I'm just going to adhere these down. I just felt like giving the silver foil some dimension and some, interest is always lots of fun, instead of just leaving it plain. It would have looked beautiful plain, but giving it a little more pizzazz is definitely something that I'm all about. So I'm just going to lightly adhere these down with my mono liquid glue, and I'm going to pop up this Scarlet glitter paper cut heart. This was just part of the title that I purchased and cut on the CRICUT Maker. So I'm going to put some foam tape on there because I think it needs a little dimension. I don't think it would be a good idea to put that down flat with the rest of the HMME. So there we go. I think that's really sweet, don't you guys? just trying, if it overlapped a little, it would have been perfect, but I like the way that is spread out. So I'm going to decide which photo. And although we are not in the shadows at this one, we came out of the shadows of Main Street, I kind of like having the entire family up in front. And you'll see that it's got a lot of red. And in that one picture, we were scolding my husband because the PhotoPass photographer thought it was funny for us to do so because my husband was wearing all black. But what the PhotoPass person didn't see was that the rest of the family was in jeans and white tops on the ends here in this photo. So we'll go with the entire family on the front page. I'm going to take this little 4x4 photo of my daughters and adhere that down on the bottom. Now, usually I mat a lot of things, but I just felt like this layout is going to have a lot of fun interest, and I kind of wanted them to not have a mat, which is very unusual for me. Now, usually this would be adhered down, but I'm going to put this 6x12 piece into a flip flap. So that's going to give me a lot more room to work with right here. So I did come up with a whole bunch of portrait photos that I want to use. And I've cut a photo mat that is 6 1/4 inches tall and 4 1/4 inches wide. And I'm going to adhere that down. So I'm going to move this 4x6 photo cluster down here and still playing with this arrangement. But that one photo, I just feel like there's just too much dead space on the right beside my husband. So I'm just trimming that down now to a 5x6. So I'm sorry, a 4x5. I got rid of an inch off the side. And I think that I might just put that there. Yeah, you're going to see I just keep moving things. I just can't decide. So I like that there, which means I'm going to move up this photo again so that I can evenly space it, you know, between each photo. And there we go. Okay, now I'm left with a dilemma on where to put these photos. And again, I know this one's going to go diagonal because it needs to be askew because the other one is, and it will be hidden behind this page, right? So now I have this piece of white cardstock. This is left over from when I trimmed up another page. And I always save these little strips because I often journal and then I cut between the words when I journal. This time I'm going to do it a little backwards. I'm going to cut up that paper, which is not in my nature to do usually, but I'm going to make little 3-inch strips and they're just going to go about there. Now, I'm not putting the journaling yet. I'll do that off camera, but they're going to be askew like that. I also have some clouds from that Happiest Place collection that I cut, the SVG collection, and I cut those out of our Belle glitter paper. Again, I just thought the Belle looked beautiful with the photos, and I'm adding the clouds because you can see it was pretty much a cloudy day there at the Magic Kingdom. And you know what? That's okay. We go rain and shine. So I'm just going to play with the placement of these clouds. I cut 3 out. I flipped one over and I made one smaller. So I just need to see where I want these to go. So we're just going to move that around a bit. I just want them to be seen when the flip flap is closed too. So I just feel like maybe I should have put the 2 big ones on the left-hand side. So we're just going to switch those a bit. I think that's a better placement, and that one will go over on the right side. I've also cut out these hearts that were part of the collection. They are silver foil, and the top layer is cut out of the Scarlet glitter paper. And those cut out beautifully with my CRICUT. And I did those in 3s because the rules of 3s. But like I said, when I saw the original layout 3, design 3 sketch out of this Make It From Your Heart book, I just thought Mickey had. And those little flowers could have been fireworks, but I just decided that, you know, the clouds and the hearts would make a cute little arrangement here. So I always try to keep my similar design elements in a triangle of some sort. So I'm going to put these on foam tape and eventually I'll commit to where I'm going to put them down. But this is always the biggest problem for me, is deciding exactly where I like things to go. So I'm very good at looking at somebody else's design and saying, oh yeah, that looks great. Let's stick it down. So I'm hoping I'm providing that for you if you decide to do a layout kind of like this. So I'm going to need one up on the clouds because I want my eyes to move from the bottom of the page up. Here's one of those little locator bubbles. And again, silver glitter paper, silver foil paper, scarlet glitter paper. And I've just put that little heart on some foam tape, and you know, we're good to go. I'm just going to glue this right to the page. And there we have it. I love all these little details. Here I'm going to pull out some of my 12-inch by 6-inch flip flaps. I'm going to pull one out, and I'm going to slide this piece in, because once I do so, I can then attach this 4x6 flip flap into its proper spot. Not going to adhere all of this together yet though, because when I go to take still photos, a lot of times you get glare if you have flip flaps and page protectors. So just wait until everything is slid into the right spots. You know, like don't put down this 6 by 12-inch flip flap until you put the actual layout page into your Great Big Memory Protector. Now, I often use my fingernail just to kind of burnish it down, and I just feel like that gives it a better adhesion. Now, we also have these adorable stars and sparklers, metallic-y kind of stars, and they are here while supplies last through the end of June. But they're great. They have sapphire and candy apple and silver and gold, and they are dimensional, and they're so much fun to play with. I just felt like they added to this layout. So I'm not only using some Happiest Place elements, I'm using some of the new stars and sparkler elements. These, like I said, will only be here while supplies last through the end of this month. So go ahead and grab some of these. And the Happiest Place paper too. I don't know if I mentioned it, but everything Happiest Place is 20% off right now. So it is a great time to stock up on that paper. And you'll see like these stars and the stripes, the embossed paper there, that cardstock, that is good for things other than Disney. I could see graduations and stuff like that. Just lots of fun. So thanks for watching. And up next will be Chelsea. I hope you come back and see her video tomorrow. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. I'd love to have you. Have a creative day. Thanks for watching.